Hey guys, this is Laurel of the Dabbling Hook. How are you guys doing? It's Friday, the sun is out, but I don't trust it at all. It has been so gray. Yesterday, Thursday, the sun came out and everyone at work was talking about it because it's just been, it'll show up for like a blip of a minute and then it'll go away. And it's still been just gray and rainy and cold and just back and forth and back and forth and today it's just been raining and raining and raining, and I was on my deck trying to take pictures in between a rain spell, and I was no lie out there for like 30 seconds, and then I felt the biggest plop and it started again, and that one lasted for quite a while. So the sun's out again at the end of the day, just in time to go down. So yeah, happy spring. And it seems like everyone's having such horrible weather too. It's not just us in New England. But anyway, it's the end of the week, it's the weekend, and I don't think we have any plans, so I plan on sleeping tomorrow, going grocery shopping, and coming home and trying to get some sewing done, and maybe a little yarn organization. That's my goal for tomorrow, for the weekend, really. Anyway, what are we talking about today? We're talking about mail. I have a lot of mail. Yeah, and spread all over the place. So at the end of last week's episode, I totally forgot to show. I had gotten my Lion Brand dollar sale yarn, the 10 for 10 I think that they were having. I was using the box to hold up all the items I was showing last week. Completely forgot to show the yarn. So that's not a new purchase. It's just, it came during the week last week, and then I was going to show it, and I forgot. So that's there. I also got, I bought Lady Dye Yarn's last yarn club, and that came during the week, but I was just able to pick it up today, and I purchased something from Ms. Christy Cook, and I picked that up today. So let's see. Oh, so actually the first thing on my list. So I was watching someone in the yarn community get interviewed, and I'm not going to say who, but she was talking, and it's not just her, it's just more of the more well-known yarnies out there. And I'll preface this, I could be way off my rocker on this, but I see it. So this is just my opinion and my take from it. And this is not just directed at this person, even though I'm not saying who it is. It's just in general. And it's not anything new, but it really, you know, when she said something, it really, I don't know, it really irked me. Just at that moment. Or not what she said, but the way she said it. And of course, hubby just pulled in, so I'm probably going to have to pause this. I'll wait till he gets in. But she was being interviewed, and she was talking about the yarns that she used starting off. And it was, you know, you go to Walmart and you buy that cheap yarn, and it's just, I don't know if it was just that moment or the way it was said, and it just irked me. I'm like, what is it with these, I don't want to say these people either, but what is it with these designers or whatever? Yeah, you've discovered indie dye yarns, and don't get me wrong, it's gorgeous because I bought my fair share, way too much. But it's just, it's almost like this disdain of, or these veiled disdain of the cheap yarn or the acrylic yarn. Now, I don't use Red Heart for anything wearable. It's just, it doesn't agree with my skin. It's not for me. But I love it for the basic stuff. It's awesome for amigurumi. You cannot beat the color selection, the availability of it. And how much you want to bet every last one of them, unless you're a newer person who's now more aware of the indie dye, you started with that cheap yarn. And it just gets my goat how, you know, dismissive is the word, I guess, they are about it. Like, oh, you know, oh my God, I can't believe I once used, you know, that cheap yarn. Just, I'm going to pause because hubby's coming in. I'm back, and I'll probably be pausing again. So anyway, what was I saying? I was talking about the dismissiveness of acrylic. I know it's not for everyone, and I know once you've used the natural fibers, the indie dye yarns, it's gorgeous. It's just, it pulls you in and all that. I get it. I have enough of it. I get it. But it's just, it just really irks me how dismissive they are about it, and how it's almost forgetful, like, oh, you know, God forbid, I never use that. It's almost claiming, whatever, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know what the word is, but it's almost as if they've never used it before, you know, or I can't believe I ever used it kind of thing. And what, to me, what that does is, when I started, I couldn't afford indie dye yarn. The thought of paying $20 for a skein of yarn, God forbid. But I'm lucky enough that I could do that occasionally. But it's not just that acrylic has its place. It's come a long way, and it's what a lot of people can afford. A lot of people. If they got rid of acrylic, I think 80% of all the yarning stuff that goes on wouldn't happen, because people can't afford $20, $30 a skein of yarn. But that's my soapbox. I just, you know, I was just doing my work and just listening in the background, and I whipped my head up, and I'm like, what is it with these people? I need to stop saying that. Not these people, but you're almost ostracizing people. It's almost like you're saying to me that if you can't afford the good yarn, then you shouldn't be knitting, or you shouldn't be crocheting. And I'm sure they're not including crocheters in there, but you shouldn't be knitting if you can't afford it, or you're not a real knitter if you can't afford it. I think we acrylic buyers keep the whole thing going, you know, because, yeah, I'll stop before I get myself in trouble. All right, so that, like I said, that was my soapbox, and I'm looking at my notes. All right, the other thing I wanted to talk about, my name. I know when we did the 10 things, non-yarny things about me, I mentioned what my name was. My name is Laurel. I prefer to go by Rel because 99% of the time people say my name wrong. I've been quite surprised how anyone in the yarny community who said my name has said it right, but it's not spelled right. And you guys would get such a laugh, because the people at my job, if we're in a meeting with other people who may not know me and they say my name wrong, there's like a silence, or everyone just looks at each other, or the people who we know each other just look at each other, because they know I have a thing about my name. Now you guys all get a pass because, you know, you're yarny people. It goes without saying. But my name is spelled Laurell. It's pronounced Laurel, not the wreath way. That, I don't like that pronunciation at all. But to make it easy for everybody, just call me Rel. It works. I respond to it. But I just thought that was funny. A lot of people, when they email or text or whatever, they say, I hope I spelled your name right. And I just get a chuckle, because I just think of the people at work who would just die if they saw the way my name was written. So, another sidebar. I may be making another yarn purchase. I don't want to, but I feel a pull. And I'm only doing it because I'm thinking I can use it for that that sort of Fair Isle hat pattern that I did the crochet and then I did the knit version with. But it's off. I wanted Amber from, I'm all over the place. Amber from Crochet was showing the Dollar Tree yarn that she did. And I know I'm saying and I'm trying, but it's going to happen, so I'm going to stop talking about it. She was showing the fettuccine yarn, and I wanted to make some baskets, but they don't have it at any of the dollar stores around me. They don't have any of the yarns. I called one and they said they had yarn, and it was cotton, and I don't need any cotton yarn. and you'll see I'm working on something on cotton. But while looking on the site, I saw that they had I think it was landscape or some other, or is it unforgettable? But Red Heart yarns they had, and I was very tempted. And now that I know I can have it delivered, and there's a dollar store like not even 5 minutes away from me, it's like a 2-minute drive, I may do that. I haven't convinced myself yet. Yeah, that may happen. So stay tuned. I may give in late at night one night and just go ahead and do it. So there's that. Maybe to come. For my whips, I am working, I'm having some very weak tea. Weak because it's like the 3rd or 4th pass. I make my tea, and when I'm done, I just keep adding hot water to it, hot water. And this is like the 4th time I've added hot water. And it's basically a hint of tea now, but I just heated up before starting recording, and I added some Zinfandel to it. So it's gotten very lukewarm, but it still tastes good. But what I'm working on, it's not crochet. Oops. I'm knitting. Oh, I just realized I really haven't knitted anything in a bit. So, I have a couple completed, but right now I am working on dishcloths. I've needed dishcloths, and I like these. I've made a couple, and the last time I made them, I think it was like over a year ago. I did 2, and I swear it took me like over a week to make one, because I was still not as comfortable with the knitting. But I actually made one in a day, and I was like so shocked at myself that I knitted something in a day, other than the hats, because that's in super bulky yarn and that works up quick. But so I'm using my cotton yarn. This is some Drops Paris. Oops. Are you gonna focus ever? Come on. All right. The lighting in here is really bad. There you go. Some Drops Paris. I bought this to work on one of the cardigans I was doing, the granny square cardigans, and that never happened. And the yarn wasn't the same thickness, so I put it aside. So yeah, it's 2 colors because I've run out of this. I've used everything I had of this, and that was also Drops Paris too. So I'm now into it's like a slate blue color. They don't have color names actually on the ball band. In Ravelry, when I went to put it in, they did have color names, but not this one. This is kind of like a colonial blue, slate blue color. So I'm working on that, and I'm at the halfway mark for the pattern, but I'm going to keep going and make it a little bigger this time. So there's that. The other thing I'm working on, or will be working on, octos to use up the rest of that Red Heart skein. And then I have a doll I was working on that it's been 2 weeks I haven't touched it. So those are will be my active whips along with this dishcloth to use up the cotton. So finished objects. I made 2 dishcloths. I did one on Sunday. I started it Mother's Day at my mom's, and then I finished it by the time we got home. So I was psyched about that. I will say I do kind of prefer the simple knit dishcloth. It's lighter, it's easier to handle. I use these to dry dishes when you take it out of the dishwasher. So I got 2 of them done this week, which I never thought I would get to that point. So, but I do have a question. I asked somebody at our yarn meetup, our weekly yarn meetup, and she said that happens, but you see the shape? It doesn't look so bad in the camera now, but it's almost like rounded. Well, can't even see the difference. Oh, there we go. It's almost rounded on a couple of ends, and then the cast off end to me always ends up being pointy. Now it's a dishcloth, so I don't really care. And you can easily take this, and I was thinking using like chunky yarn and just make a blanket. Basically, it's like the corner to corner way that you're doing it. You start off here, you work till a certain point, and then you start decreasing. So 2 dishcloths. Like I said, I like to use them because it's easier when you take things out of the dishwasher and anything that's not completely dry, you know, use that. And it's easier to get into the dishes or whatever because it's less stiffer than the crocheted ones. So, but I still have my crocheted ones. I have a couple. I think I have 2 left that I had made even before the kids were born, so they are over 16 years old. So there's that. That is finished. And then I had, oh, so the last, what's it called? Softy Cow, run by the Underground Crafter. The last pattern that came, excuse me, that came out this past Monday was for an elephant by, I think, Jessie at Home. Yeah, Jessie at Home. So hers used, I think, Bernat blanket yarn or that style of yarn, and I didn't have enough. And that's one yarn I definitely don't keep in stash, and I have a couple of small balls like from way long ago, and I typically use that to make a lovey or something, but what I had wouldn't have been enough for this. So I ended up using, and it made it much smaller, I ended up using Knit Picks Brava Bulky, and the pattern has a different color to use to edge everything in that you use to sew it up together. So the pattern is worked flat. It's a flat amigurumi, kind of like 3am Grace, the way they do theirs. So how stinking cute is that? So the gray is Knit Picks Brava Bulky, in I forget what colorway, and then this is, what do you call it? Loops and Threads Charisma. So I think, and it's the variegated, I think it's Bright Pop is the color, and it's greens and oranges, not greens, pinks and oranges and kind of corally colors. So I made the tail a little long, so I just tied a knot in it, but I think it came out pretty good. The eyes for the pattern called for felt, and I didn't want to do that, so I just crocheted. I'm pretty sure I just did 6 single crochet with, I think I just used Red Heart with Love. So yeah, too cool. So there's that. What else? Bags. I sewed 2 bags last week, and one's gone. So I know I said I wasn't going to do, or I'm not planning on doing bags on a big scale where I'm going to have store updates. That's not the plan right now. Never say never. I'm learning to tell myself that, but for right now I'm just making them. And a few people have asked in the past, and I said no, I wasn't selling them. I went back to those people, and I think out of 6 bags, 2 are on hold for somebody. One has been listed on Etsy for somebody, and I am waiting for to hear back from another person who was interested. She had emailed or messaged me on Instagram, I think 3 weeks ago, when I had said no. So what I have is, I have to redo that. One I had sort of wrapped up already, but the 2 that I made were sugar skull bags. So, and I also tried, and they're drawstring bags. I also tried that tab top way. I've never done that one before, so there's that one. And it's just got a ribbon in there, bright pink that matches the color on here. And because I hate wasting, I took, the bags turned out different different sizes, because I would cut a size, and whatever I have left, I try to make another bag, usable bag out of that. And whatever I have left, I ended up putting in, I ended up putting in a pocket on this one. Oops. So, can't see it really, but there's a pocket in here. So I think I pretty much used up, I I think 2 others cut out to sew up, but this was the only one I did with this top to see if I can do it, and it wasn't as difficult as I thought it would be. So there's that. That's spoken for already, and that's just waiting to go out. So I actually had it all folded and wrapped and forgot that I hadn't shown it yet. And then the other one is just the regular drawstring bag. It also has pink on the inside, and it also has a pocket on the inside. So I'm trying to do like Christy Teetoddle and use up my scraps, but not the way she's doing it. I'm not that familiar with sewing and the sewing machine yet, so yeah, so that is there. And then the other 2 that I have left, I have right now this one, which is about, I think it was an 8 by 10 or something like that. I forgot the measurement. And then this one is the 11 by 14 or 10 by 14 size. So those are the 2 that I have available, because the person who I'm waiting for the answer had said about a drawstring bag, so I'm waiting to see if she's interested in that. And then if not, these 3 would be available. Okay, there's that. And then I need to go grab something. I thought I was all prepared and had everything here ready, but no. My last finished object. Did I show this? I think I showed that. No, this, not my last, my second to last. I think last week I had talked about, this was the square number 9 that I had to rip out and start again, and I think I was like halfway through redoing it last time, so it's finished. And this is the Wattle, W-A-T-T-L-E, the Wattle stitch. I had to start it because the measurements were coming out wrong, and even after I was done, the sides are a little pulled in, and I think I should have added stitches here to make it more even, but I didn't, so whenever it comes time to joining them, I'll have to stretch and ease it, is what it's called, to ease it into shape or into place and just make it work. So the last thing I have that's finished is I'm doing a pattern testing for our very own Angelia. She's doing her first pattern, and I tested it out for her, helped her out, and be on the lookout for it. I think she's planning sometime next week to show it, so she said it was okay to show it out there, so I already posted it online, but she has a pattern for her very own lovey. Look at that. So this is Bowser. She had in the pattern, she says that she had a dog growing up called Bowser. So this is made to remind her, or in remembrance of the dog. So this is it. It's a dog lovey, and I wasn't gonna do this part. I also love the, I guess the fingers, the nails, the whatever it's called on the dog. You know, she said to whip stitch and add the paws, and I wasn't gonna do it, but I did one, and I'm like, oh, I kind of like that. So I'm glad I ended up doing it. But this is Bowser. I was gonna put on my customary smile, but I decided to just stay within the pattern. If I do this again, I'll definitely be adding a smile, but this is it. Hers, I mean, these things you can do whatever yarn works for you. The pattern called for worsted. Within arm's reach, when I first looked over, was my knit picks, because those are the first 2 cubbies in my yarn mess over there, so that's what I pulled. So this is knit picks, this is pea pod, this is just cream. One is Hunter and one is Dublin. I think this is Dublin and this is Hunter at the bottom. And it looks black, but it's green. So stay tuned, be on the lookout for Angelia's first pattern, and show her some love when it does come out. It'll make a great gift for any kid out there, any baby, any newborn, and again, you can make it in whatever size that you want, so there you go. Alright, and once it's out, I will also, you know, be mentioning it and reminding you guys that it's out there. Alright, so that is it for my finished objects. Now, onto mail. The other thing that I got, I just ordered some, what do they call, organza bags. I have the little ones from the Dollar Tree, but I needed some bigger ones. When I was doing, after I did the roses for Mother's Day, and I wanted to put them in the bag, and I didn't have bigger bags. I thought I did, and I had to scrounge around to take stuff out of other big bags that I had. Some of them were bags from things I had ordered, and I'd saved the bags, so that worked out. But I realized I didn't have any in stock, so that's one. And then the other thing that I bought, where's the other one? 1 second. So I bought two, so Christy at Tito, she's having a sale, and I think she originally was going to have it through last Sunday, Mother's Day, but she extended it through this Sunday, so definitely go check her out. But I bought 2 bags, even though I said I wasn't going to buy last time any bags, and it wasn't until after I purchased it, I'm like, oh, I said I wasn't going to because I have so many bags. What was I saying? I just had a brain fart. But I bought 2 small bags from her. So I bought this mini, is it called a mini maker bag or just a mini bag? But it reminded me of Jane's of Scraptastic Yarn, her yarn, is it the yarn bowl it's called? But even though it's not what it was meant for, I had the skein of the latte cake sitting there. This is what I use for the cactuses, the cacti. And I didn't want, it started to like fall apart. I'm like, oh, how perfect. And I squeezed it in here so it fit just perfect. It works just like a little, for the cakes, it would work perfect to hold your cakes as you're working out of it. And I adore this color, which is blown out. Oh yeah, that's better right there. Yeah, it's got flowers and everything on it. And it's a drawstring, but you can't pull it because of what's in it right now. So there's that. And then the other thing, I think these are called her leftover, and I could have the name wrong, but she makes little pouches out of these. So yeah, it's just that, and it has her little label in it. So there's that. That came. The other thing that came, and where did I just put it? Bear with me. I tried to be organized, but oh, good Lord. I swear I just had it. 1 second. Okay, this is how much of a mess I made. It was like sitting right there, and I bypassed it. So I mentioned Lady Di Yarn's last yarn club that I got. It came early in the week, but I wasn't able to go to the post office, so all I did was take it out of the mailer that it was in, and see, it came on the inside in this, which is perfect because I get to save that for something else. So let's see what's in here. There were supposed to be, if I remember, stitch markers from, ooh, those are pretty. I think there's I could say it in my head, Swarovski crystals, stitch markers, and these are for, I wish they would do one progress keeper and a regular knitting stitch marker when they do these. But how pretty are those? Oh, hang on, you can't see that. You can't see that. Let's see if I can get something to show it off. Doo-doo-doo. Let's see. Bear with my clumsiness today. I'm so happy today's Friday. It's just been one of those weeks. I think the dreary weather is just getting to me. Alright, let's see if this will show up. Oh yeah. Well, almost, oh yeah. So they're really pretty. So now my only thing is it's kind of heavy. That's one of the things I've noticed with some of the stitch markers I've been either gifted or purchased. They're a little heavy. You have to take that into account. You don't want to, well, with the knitting it doesn't matter, I guess, because it sits on the needle and not on your work. But even some progress keepers or our stitch markers, if they're heavy, then they're going to pull on your yarn. And these are a tad bit heavy, but it doesn't matter. Make great earrings though. But one is more peacocky, goldy, and then the colors change. Yep, it's not gonna, oh, there you go. It's really pretty. So this is more the warm one, and this is definitely the cool one. Nope, not gonna focus. And then there was a tag from, I don't remember the list, but there's a leather tag and it says Yarny, or a keychain. Focus. One day I swear I'll get this right. There you go. Just says Yarny. It's a leather tag. There's also a bag that says Girl Bye from Lady Dye Yarn. Girl Bye. Ooh, didn't realize there was more stuff in here. Ooh, stitch markers. The opening close stitch markers. And a large yarn needle that's in there too. Always handy. And then just a flexible tape measure. Alright, I'm just going to drop everything in here. And then this is, what is that? I have no idea what this is. I don't remember what we were supposed to get in the club. It's like some little pouch, a leather pouch. And I couldn't tell you what it's supposed to be. But it is from Needle and Pearls. That's who it's from. And I don't know what, I think it's just a little pouch. Interesting. And something fell, my pen. So, I think the pièce de résistance of that. And Rose would like this a lot. Instead of, oh, it's coming out blue on screen. It is, let's see, put this together. No, it's coming out like a navy or cobalt blue, but it's not. It's purple as can be. Does it show up? Nope. Let's see if I get close. Oh. Maybe if I take a picture. It's kind of dark though, I don't know. But then there's this. Oh, it's so blown out on, it's a little bit blown out on screen, but it is everything. You know how Gigi made it, loves orange? This yellow, golden, warm, not, I don't like icy yellows or cool yellows, but that warm fall gorgeousness is just, love it, love it. And is there a color name? There's no color name. Why is there no color name? I don't want to break the band. But one's purple, one's yellow, and it's gorgeous. It's not blue like it's showing on here. And hopefully I can get a good picture. So that's that. And then she also included 2 Hershey's Kisses, which I'm not a fan of Hershey's Kisses. Believe it or not, I'm not a chocolate fan. I'd much rather caramel. You can almost bribe me with caramel. And there's a card in here that I need to look up my club information, because I don't remember who this is and what's this for. She must have been the, I don't know. Dust and Shimmer. I don't remember everything that was included in there, but I am going to put everything back in the Girl Bye bag. And that's that. Oops. It's a one-sided bag closure. I don't like those. I like to drawstring cinch on both sides. Okay. So that was that. I have not bought any other yarn this week. Alright, so let me move my mess. Lastly, the yarn from Lion Brand that came last week. And I did the 10 for 10, and I didn't realize that this one had sparkle in it, but is there a solo? Yes, there's a solo one. I won't take it out of the plastic. So this one I bought Thick and Quick, and this was the only color I was interested in that they had at the time. And this is going to be for the big button cows and the 2-button cows for the winter or for the fall craft fairs. This is called Mystical, and it's no, not quite the color. It's like a light Tiffany blue color with the sparkle running through it. You see the sparkle? There you go. It's a bit washed out. Yeah, it's like a light Tiffany blue. So there's 10 of those, and then 10 of one of my favorites that's no longer around, other than on their site, is, oops, good old wool spun. Love this. I don't know why they ever got rid of this. Makes no sense whatsoever. It's a great yarn. It's great drape. You got a little wool, mostly acrylic. It's washable. I mean, come on. Lion Brand. So that's that. I have 10 of those in that one color, which is rust. Perfect. Me in fall. That's that. So the other thing that I forgot to do before recording this was pull the winner for the bag from Kim the Crafty Nomad. I completely forgot. It's not until I started recording. So what I will do is I will do that after recording this, and I will insert it here, and then... Hey guys, so I'm going to pick the winner for the bag from Kim the Crafty Nomad, along with that little key fob. So this is part of my random acts of kindness giveaways that I'm going to do. Unexpected, whenever. So there's no planned time of when it'll happen, so just be on the lookout. So we had 93 unique commenters, so we are going to see, oops, who that was. There we go. Allison Randall is the winner. Happy Mother's Day to you. I hope you had a lovely Happy Mother's Day too, Allison. So, my email will be down below. Send me an email of where you want it shipped, and I will get that off to you. Thanks. Bye. So, since I don't know who the winner is, whoever that is, send me an email to claim your price of where you want it shipped, and I will get that out to you as soon as possible. So guys, I hope you have a good weekend. I desperately hope the sun comes out and stays out, and I will talk to you guys soon. Thanks for visiting, and I'll see you guys. Bye.